Health is wealth, and eating healthy means a lot to me. Recently, I made a massive decision in my life. I decided to go vegan. It wasn't easy, but I did it. Growing up, from a baby, I was given dairy products, I was given meat, chicken. You know, it's normal. In most Western diets, we are given meat and chicken. And it's like almost like a deprivation if you don't give your child, you know, chicken or meat or dairy products. I don't know where we get that idea from, but having meat was seen as, you know, wealth. If you could afford meat, then you must have money. But as I grew up, I realised that meat, dairy products and animal products are causing a massive issue within the human body. And as I got older, I realised that meat is causing a lot of problems in the human body, even though many of us choose to ignore it. So in this video, I'm going to get down to talking about why I became vegan and what benefits I've seen from being a vegan so far.
Just text, I know it's a toss up, but I hate the fact that we lost touch. The Uber pulling up.
Meat is something that I thought had to be eaten with every single meal. Like, how can you eat a meal with no meat? There's one point I didn't even like fish, especially when I was younger. Like, if I was given a plate with no meat, I'd be like, what is this? Or even a plate with no dairy. Most of the things that we eat in our diets, well, not now, but before, always had to have meat or dairy in it. Think about, you know, you have your dinner, you would have rice, chicken and vegetables. You'd have potatoes, meat and vegetables. You'd have bread with butter, toast with cheese, scrambled eggs, beans and toast. It was just the norm. That's what we know. As I've got older, I've realised that it's not normal. Like, we should not be eating animal products. But the thing is, some people will argue that we are herbivores. Some people will argue that we are carnivores. But I think that as human beings, personally, I don't think we should be eating meat. And there's been so many studies done on it, but people always beg to differ. But I've found that not eating meat has benefited me greatly, and it's only been 2 months. And as I did research into, you know, meat, what meat does to the body, what chicken does to the body, what dairy products do to the body, I realised that for women especially, they're not good. The meats that we're eating are not the same as they used to be probably 20, 30 years ago. The dairy products that we're eating are not the same because they're coming from animals that are pumped with all sorts of stuff. And whatever's put into the animal will go into their, you know, into the eggs, into their milk. And really and truly, we shouldn't be really drinking the milk of a cow, really. When you think about it, most animals drink their own milk. It's only us as human beings that don't drink our own human milk, but we drink cow's milk or goat's milk. And really, when you think about it, it doesn't really make sense. Why are we drinking the milk of a cow? Why? You know, but it's been done for so long that if you're to question it, people look at you like you're mad. If you were to say to somebody, why don't you drink human milk? They look at you like you're bonkers, because drinking cow's milk, drinking goat's milk has been normalised. Like I said, the main reason I decided to give up animal products is because I was finding that I was having extreme hormonal imbalances, and it was mainly in PMS. I noticed that during the lead up to my period, I was getting like extreme mood swings. My boobs were hurting so badly. I was getting like, it was just crazy. It was crazy, and I used to think to myself, why am I feeling like this? And it's down to hormones. The only thing is that we are taught in Western medicine that all these symptoms of periods are normal. You know, sore boobs, mood swings, heavy periods. And really, it's not. When you look into it, heavy periods, even young girls starting periods really young, it's not normal. It's a hormone imbalance. And the hormone imbalance is coming from foods that we're eating. For instance, chicken. Chicken is injected with estrogen. Estrogen then goes into our bodies. As women, we already produce our own estrogen. So if you're eating estrogen from a chicken, as well as your own estrogen, in your body. You're drinking water that also has estrogen in it, as well as these dairy products that cause our bodies to produce extra estrogen. Then our bodies are overflowing with estrogen. This is why we then get these symptoms. The endocrine system can only work so hard, but when it's getting an influx of estrogen and things that it's not meant to have, it makes it hard for it to shift, and our liver then can't deal with it neither. So then all these hormones are just building up in our bodies, and then we're having hormone imbalances, fibroids, endometriosis, polycystic ovaries, breast cancer. All these things are not normal, and it's all caused by estrogen buildup. Turning vegan was hard for me because I was into the gym. Like, you like know, like training, I talk about it all the time, and I've been training for years and years and years. So I was taught going to the gym that fish, chicken, meat needs to be the thing that you eat the most of. You need to eat loads and loads of chicken, loads and loads of meat, and loads of eggs and fish, so you have loads of protein, kind of thing. So for years and years and years, I was going to the gym, eating like, I'd have protein shake before I go to the gym. I'd have oats with eggs once I leave the gym. And then I'd probably put cheese in the eggs for that extra protein. Then I'd have a meal, chicken breast and maybe rice. And then I'd have chicken breast with sweet potatoes. And then I'll have, you know, probably more chicken or meat or beef or something. So throughout the day, I'm eating almost over 100 odd grams worth of chicken. Of animal protein or animal products, as well as the cheese and the milk and stuff like that. So eating all this wasn't good for my body, but at that point I didn't know it. All I'm thinking to myself is, I need the protein, I need to build muscle, I need the protein, I need to sustain muscle, I need the protein, I need to grow. That's all I was thinking all the time. I wasn't thinking about my health, but then in my head it was healthy. I'm eating lean chicken, I'm eating lean beef, I'm eating all this stuff, but not knowing that all these animal products that's going into my body is also causing problems. It's causing problems. I went to the doctors once and they told me that I had a little fibroid. And when I heard that, like, I didn't even know what it was, so I just carried on. But then, like I says, you know, my hormones were imbalanced, and I was noticing it. My periods got heavy. I was thinking, this isn't normal. So time goes on, and seeing my mood swings getting worse when my periods due. And then I decided to do some research, and I've done a course with a girl called Sasha, and she is like a hormone imbalance expert, and basically she just taught us that the food that we're eating is causing the problems. Too much meat, too much animal products, too much everything, as well as the environment, which is something that we can't really help, but the foods that we put in our body we can help. So I thought, you know what, January this year, I just thought, you know what, I'm turning vegan. Like, you know, as you get older, you start taking your health a lot more serious. And at first I was thinking, gosh, what am I gonna eat? Like, I'm training, but it got to a point where I thought, you know what, I don't really care. Like, my health comes number first. Muscle can be built as a vegan. You just gotta know what you're eating. And there's so much variety when it comes to veganism and eating vegan or eating plant-based. So for the last 2 months, well, nearly 3 months now, I've been eating plant-based. So my diet has changed a lot. I'm eating a lot more, I'm drinking a lot more water, herbal teas, but then I'm eating a lot more grains. And when I say grains, I mean like quinoa, what else do I eat? Quinoa, black rice, a lot more like sweet potato, Irish potato. They're my main carbs. I've stopped eating rice because rice also, once it's in the system, obviously it turns into sugar, and then that sugar boosts estrogen as well, so it causes imbalances and forces the body to make more estrogen. So I've cut out rice, I've cut out things like pasta, and so anything white flour I don't eat. So I've replaced flour with things like chickpea flour and corn flour. And then the beans I eat are things like black beans, mung beans, black-eyed beans, chickpeas. I eat a lot of mushrooms, pumpkin and stuff like that. yeah, so I do a lot of things like that. So at the moment, I've just kind of cut out completely meat and dairy products. Living on foods that come from the earth is what we all should be doing. Vegetables, fruits, beans, you know, all that sort of stuff. It's natural. I'm not saying that meat isn't meant for maybe some body types, but on a whole, we shouldn't be eating meat. There's been so much research done on it that shows why we shouldn't be. I know, and I've seen studies and people that have cured body ailments once they've stopped eating meat and dairy products. People who have had diabetes, breathing problems, lung problems, you know, ailments that just won't mend, like inflammation of the knee, inflammation of the back, things like that, fibroids, endometriosis. And once I stop eating meat, all these things go. The diabetes goes, the inflammation goes. It's a known fact. I've seen so many people who said that their hair started growing once they stopped eating meat or stopped eating dairy products. I've also known of people who have had like things like acne. Their acne is cleared up once they stop eating dairy products. So it is all linked. What we put in our body is what either cures us or makes us ill. And it is known that meat and dairy products is making a lot of people ill. People admit it, and you know, studies will keep on being done, and there will be people that will say no, it's not true, and some people say it is true. But I can say that since I've stopped eating meat and chicken, well, I didn't really eat meat, it was mainly chicken, but I do call chicken meat. But when I say meat, I mean like red meat. But since I've stopped eating chicken and fish and just being plant-based, I've seen so much difference. I was 70 kg for about 5 years. I could not shift this weight. No matter what I did, I eat healthy. Even when I was eating dairy products and eating chicken and stuff like that, I still ate quite healthily. But this 70 kg would not shift. I could not get down to 69, 68, nothing. Let me tell you, nothing would change. And then one day, after turning vegan, I thought, let me weigh myself. And I was 67 kg. The reason that this weight wouldn't shift is because my hormones were all over the place. And when your hormones are imbalanced, it's more or less impossible to lose weight. So I know that was one of the things, like my hormones had rebalanced itself. Well, probably not all the way, but they'd started to rebalance. Like weight came off me. And I swear to you, I could not lose weight for ages. Seriously, I was getting frustrated at the gym. I'll go to the gym every single day and nothing was happening. And I just wanted to shift a bit of weight. I know they say it's not about what's on the scales, it's how your body looks, but I had some excess belly fat which I just couldn't lose. And even though it's not fully gone, it's better than it was. And that is down to becoming plant-based. Plant-based is, I'd say it's a lifestyle. It's not just like, it's not a diet, because I believe that even me turning plant-based doesn't mean that you can eat fried tofu every single day. If you want to be healthy, then be healthy. You can't be vegan and say you're not eating meat, but then every vegan meal that you make is fried. It defeats the object. It makes no sense. Or every single bean that you cook is from the tin, because tin food is not good. So if you want to be vegan, do it properly. Eat the dried beans. You know, if you want to fry things, fry them lightly with extra virgin olive oil or grapeseed oil or avocado oil. You still have to do it in a healthy way. But you know, turning vegan has, you know, it's seen the benefit. I've lost weight kind of thing, and I just feel better. My hormones are not as imbalanced. I'm not like as emotional as I usually am. I'm not getting breast tenderness as I was before. I believe that breast tenderness was normal. I believe that that's how it is, like, you know, it's part of life, you know, knowing you're gonna come on, but it's not. Western medicine teaches us that all these things are good because we've been having certain things in our diets for such a long time, for centuries, and they're causing symptoms that are not actually seen as symptoms anymore. They're not even realised that that's what's causing the symptoms anymore, because it's just normal. But then when you cut these stuff out, you realise that no, I'm not meant to have that symptom. I'm not meant to get breast tenderness. I'm not meant to have PMS and be having like major mood swings every single month. That is not normal. I'm not meant to be having them symptoms. And, you know, through veganism, we are seeing this. We've got so many young girls who are having their periods at like 8, 9, 10. That is too young, and even that is showing hormone imbalance. A lot of the young kids now, they're eating so much things like chicken, fried chicken from a chicken shop, a lot of sweets, a lot of processed foods, and that is causing hormone imbalance from a young age. That's why we're seeing young girls with boobs from young. It's not normal, but it's being normalized, and we need to stop it. So, you know, I'm not going to say that everyone's going to turn vegan, but even if you cut out certain dairy products or just eat chicken or meat once a while, but get back to eating as natural as possible. It's not easy, because when I go out sometimes, especially in Ghana, I ain't got nothing to eat. I don't eat rice anymore. So before I could just say, okay, I'll eat rice, but I can't eat rice that much. You know, I'd say, you know, there's certain things that I've just cut out. So it is hard, but you know, it's a lifestyle and it's about adapting to it. One more thing I want to mention is that another reason that chicken and meat isn't good to eat, we know that the human body and, you know, animal bodies go through disease. They have diseases, they have cysts, they have boils and stuff, and a lot of the times farmers cannot afford to throw away a whole cow because of one cyst. So what they do is cut out the cyst and still chop up the rest and sell it. So imagine you are eating a piece of steak from a cow that had a cyst. When you have cysts, that cyst can absolutely disrupt the whole body. The cyst can cause infection in the whole body and poison the whole body. It can poison the blood, and even though the blood's being drained, when you're eating that meat, you don't know what had happened to it. You don't know if that piece of meat had cancer. Do you understand? Like, animals get cancer, animals get cysts, animals get ulcers, and then when we're eating that's going to go into our system as well. So we have to be careful in what we're eating, what we're consuming, because these animals are not being looked after half the time. You know, they're in poor conditions, and people just want to make a profit. People just want to make money. So that's another reason why I believe that, you know, eating meat is not the best thing. Eating animal products isn't the best thing. Eating chicken isn't the best thing. There's so much things that are being pumped into it, being injected into it, and I feel like the best way is plant-based. Like I said, it's not easy, but it can be done, and health is wealth. It is wealth. I know it probably seems so serious in this video, but I think it's an important topic. Growing up, my dad was a Rasta, and Rastas, you know, believed in Ital. Ital is vegan. So Rastas have always been practicing veganism from back then, kind of thing. They wouldn't eat any products from an animal. And it came all the way back around for a reason. So all I've got to say, people, it is time to heal our bodies. It's time to go back to the beginning, back when all we could really do is eat fruits off the trees. God made the earth, especially people that are from Africa or the Caribbean. God gave us everything. He gave us bananas to pick off the trees. He gave us mangoes. He gave us melons. He gave us all this fruit, all this tropical fruit, because that's what we were meant to be eating. You know, people hunted animals, but it wasn't necessary when we had all this abundance of fruit and natural foods around us. So it's time to re-heal our bodies. Infertility is on a rise. You know, infertility amongst women and men is on a rise because of the foods that we're eating. There are a lot of women now who are having fertility problems because their tubes are blocked, because they have fibroids, because they have polycystic ovaries, because they have endometriosis, and it's not normal. It's because of the food. Whatever we eat, we become. You are what you eat. So it's all about coming back to the beginning and, you know, ciphering through what you're eating and deciding, you know what, it's time to make a change. I want to have children, so I will sacrifice the chicken or the fish or the dairy products. But we need to, it's like there's a pandemic of infertility, and we need to stop it. People need to get healthy again. But if you like this video, let me know, and don't forget to love thyself, because that's what it's about. Once you love thyself, you would do what is right for your body. You would definitely do what's right for your body. I was scared at first because I was thinking I'm going to lose all the body muscle, I'm going to lose all the muscle gain and all that. But now it's about just keeping healthy for me. Keeping healthy, eating right, meditating, you know, doing yoga, going to the gym. That's all it's about for me, and that's all it should be about for you. So until next time, bye for now. Mwah.